Okay, hello folks. So I made a few last changes here. I'm on my AirPods this time, so it might sound a little different. So last time I had a little problem with the jump. I changed a few things here, so just so you can see it. It works now. It's lagging a little bit when you land. Still working now, but anyway, side to side works. Everything. So the changes we made. Last time we kind of went over everything you have to have. So I have this animation controller here that has a blend trees in it. Of course, there's script the animations. Also, make sure once again that if it needs to loop, that you have loop time checked. Otherwise, if you don't want to loop, like a fall, that's just one frame that stays. Like for as long as the state is going on, you don't need to repeat it. A walk cycle has to repeat. You can see here, it's gonna. Let's see if I can click on that then. Okay. So if you click on your hammer, by the way, you might remember me saying you can't see or preview a lot of this stuff unless it's attached to one of these game objects. So from here, I can choose anything that's attached to it. So walk actually has to repeat like that, whereas jump just stays for as long as he's falling. So it's just one frame. So you don't have to loop stuff unless it needs a loop. My walk, for instance, does need a loop because it loops. He goes through all the stages of walking, a full step, then repeats. But these ones do not. So just make sure you got it set that way. Okay, so here on the player animation controller, so entry, there's nothing here because it's default. There's automatically goes right to idle because that's our default state. If you double click this, you can see the idle. We set this up in the past one. Make sure to click off animate thresholds if you want to change these. So we made a parameter, clicking here for float, called x velocity. I did one for y velocity, and then I did two booleans, aka booleans for touch grass and is grounded. So right now I'm only actually using x velocity and is grounded. This is just for some other stuff I tried, but at this point these two seem to be doing what I need. So I have going to walk and -1 and 1, and so if I click here, there should be a preview window and have those. Let's see. Oh, there. Okay, so if you click on this, see as x velocity changes, it will start to blend into walking. So we made the x velocity, it's a float. We assigned it up here, so 1D, and put it right there from this pull down. We set threshold for 0 to 1, and 0 to, or 0 to -1, 0 to 1. So we can hit this to go back one level. Also, from any state here, I made one called jump. This was a blend tree, but honestly, I decided in the end I don't need a blend tree. So I just right-clicked and hit create state, I think, just empty. So for this one, it's called jump. Oh yeah, one other thing when you're looking at these, make sure that they do or don't have loops in here too. And then there's something for exit time. So if I go back here and click on these transitions, so this has exit times important because what it means is it will follow all the way through the animation and let the animation finish before it stops. And a lot of times we want to just immediately switch to another animation. So I had gone here and right-clicked these and said make transition. I dragged one from here and one from here to here. So when you transition from jump to idle, you're going to make sure it has exit time is off, so it's immediate, and the condition is going to be as grounded as true, meaning you're touching the ground. And then you can go from idle to jumping by is grounded equals false. And then from any state, you can go to jumping if is grounded equals false. So I'll save that there. Meanwhile, in my script, I did make some adjustments to this. I will post this in Classroom. So a couple of things. Let's see. So I made a private boolean is grounded equals true. So you usually start touching the ground. So this is just, you don't need this, but this just says if there's not an animator, it gives you a warning message. These are all things that are called during update, which I think has not changed. It should be about the same. No animation. Once again, if there's no animation, it's going to return, but you can ignore that. Sort of, that's a failsafe. So animation is set for the X velocity. This is math F absolute horizontal movement. So this sets the animation based on math F absolute. We might experiment out that later and see if I can take it away. Boolean grounded equals is grounded. So what that means, grounded is a true or false thing, but it's based on this is grounded, which is here. This is a function. So this is all carried out if it's grounded. So it's basically saying if this is true and you are grounded and the function is being called, then the variable, the Boolean true false grounded, will be set to the same as this. And set Boolean is grounded. So this is the one that we have in the blend tree. And then we're setting it equal to the value of this. So whatever the code decides, if the code decides it's true, then that's going to set the ungrounded to true too. And ungrounded being the one that's right here. So that's how we connect them. So that's kind of system that's working right now so much. But like I said, there's a little bit of lag. And you see it once again when I jump and come back down, it lags for a second before it switches back to lock. So we'll work on that next. But hopefully that should be enough to get those of you who are caught up through the last couple of days. Once again, I'm at the conference, so I will try to add more, but I don't know how limited my time will be. Today we did some cool stuff, like we made a tiny internet out of Raspberry Pis, those little chips. So I might be pretty busy tomorrow. We'll see. Either way, though, hopefully this helps class. We'll just keep moving ahead. Those of you who are back on the earlier videos, like Need Video 1, Video 2, Need Gravity, etc., those will get you set up to get to this. All right, have a good one.